Hey guys, what's up? It's Eric. So let's talk about the 240. So the last owner did an absolutely incredible job taking care of this car. It's an 89 240 SX. It's got an SR20 motor making about 280 horsepower. It's unbelievable. I sort of bought this car on a whim just because I was following this dude on Instagram and he was taking such immaculate care of the car. I figured, I gotta get this thing. So I bought the car, and the previous owner, he set it up for drifting. Now, I like drifting, but I'm really a road racer, and so I want to set up the car a little bit differently. I want to set it up so I can go road racing and also do some skids. So here are my plans for the car. It's got a motorcycle battery up front because there is this turbo piping for the intercooler that is now taking up the spot where the battery once was. So it's got this tiny little battery. It's dead. So number one, I want to relocate the battery to the trunk. So the second thing I'm going to do is put some wheels on the car. Right now it's got some borrowed wheels. I can't keep using those, and I want to put something pretty big and fat on the car, but I want to go with a square setup. A square setup means that all the four tires are exactly the same, so I can rotate them when I'm at the track and get more tire life. Now, one of the reasons why I want to do a square setup is that it's actually better for handling. The way the car was set up was that the wheels in the back were bigger than the wheels in the front, and that's not ideal for handling because when you got that kind of setup, the car is going to be pushy and it's going to want to tend to understeer and kind of push off the track. I want more of a road race setup, so that's why I'm doing the square setup. Number three, the seats. So I'm going to put in either some Sparco seats or maybe some Corbeau, I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to put in FIA rated seats, and I'm also going to put in some harnesses so that's a lot safer when I go racing. Okay, so the car is set up for drifting right now, and the coilover setup in there is set up for drifting. So what I'm going to install is more of a road racing coilover setup. It's going to have a little bit more compliance. It's going to have a little bit more adjustability with respect to the valving and how much damping and how much rebound I get from the shocks. So that is another future project. All right, we're in Southern California. It gets really, really hot here. The car has got no oil cooler. That's probably fine if you're doing full throttle for 10, 15, 20 seconds, even a minute. But when you're out on the track, I'm going to be doing sessions of maybe 15 to 30 minutes. If it's really hot, I think the motor is going to overheat, and I want to protect this incredibly nice motor. And so I'm going to put an oil cooler in it. The tricky part about getting an oil cooler into this thing is that there is nowhere to mount it. There's a front intercooler, and I've got to make a bracket that's going to slot in the oil cooler in front of that. I've got to fabricate something, actually. Not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet. But I'm taking a welding class soon. Okay, and lastly, this car has got a welded diff in it. A welded diff is perfect for laying down skids. However, at the track, I think it's going to make it a little bit hard to drive. It's going to want to oversteer. So I'm going to put in a high quality diff into this, maybe a Quaife, something like that. I'm not totally sure yet, but I'm going to take it out to the track with the welded diff and just see how it does. Okay guys, thanks for checking this out. Let me know if there's any mods that you think I should be doing with the car that are going to make it a little bit more road racing worthy. I probably want to drift it a little bit too, so I'm not quite sure how to do the setup that'll allow me to do both. But if you got any suggestions, I want to hear them. Leave a comment below, and I will see you guys in a couple days. Thanks for watching.